Hello. Thank you for joining me today. I thought I'd share some things that are happening that are new and maybe not so new to me in my studio. I have realized that I've been neglecting my girls, and I've also been neglecting practicing sketching. So I used a magazine face as my inspiration for this young woman, and as you can see, I have chosen a Royal Graphite Pencil 5B, some stumps, and I'm possibly going to use this charcoal. This was my first effort, and I have to say that it's obvious that I have not been sketching for quite a while because this took a lot of work. When I got this girl, I decided to trace her, and then thought, well, let's just not be happy with one. Let's see what happens if I turn her over. So I used this tracing paper to get her so-called bones down on this sheet, and I used good old-fashioned, not Seurat, but good old-fashioned carbon paper. If you're careful, it is certainly I find, going to give a little bit better result than the Seurat, but that's just a Carol idiosyncrasy. So for this one, all I bothered with was the shape of the face, eye, nose, and lips, and I will see where this goes now. This will be my next focus of practice. On this one, I'm going to certainly use that 5B pencil, because I'm sorry, I should have said that I did use a 2B on the previous one. I'm going to use a softer pencil. I'm going to use my stump for shading, and I might even use the charcoal just because I certainly need the practice. And then when I'm satisfied with these two girls, I will seal the pages and then come back to them and give them some color. So that is my first share with you today, and she quite tickles me. She's very pensive looking, but I'm happy with her hair, lips, eye, but that nose has fought me, and I'm just going to have to accept her nose. So that was the first thing that I've been planning to do and did get to since last we spoke. So I'm going to set her aside, and then I've been noticing that people are chopping their magazines, and I decided I would try doing the same. So after having a good read on these two magazines, I took them to my, I believe it was Office Max, and I asked them to cut it in half. Well, as you can see, I guess half got away with them a little bit, but oh my, I guess we can't get blood out of that turnip. So here I am with these ready to go, and I call them chop journals, but I can see where they are certainly a source of inspiration for any reverse collage, painting, embellishing that I might, oh my, isn't that delicious, that I might want to do. So this will probably be my first one, but then I also had a quandary here, because I couldn't put the top and bottom together because of the little misunderstanding what 1/2 means. So I thought I would put these two together because they seem to be consistent in their mistakes. But as you can see, plenty of, oh my, plenty of lovely things for inspiration. And then I said to myself, maybe not. Maybe I won't put two together. Maybe I shall just be quite happy with one, enjoy it, and then move on. And I have voted to work in just one, and I'll probably start with this one, and I'm just absolutely tickled to get to this one, so I will be starting with that. So, and of course my husband said, oops, speaking of the telephone, I'll be right back. So, this is going to be coming into my life very quickly. And as I think some of you might know, I have finally managed to open my Etsy shop. And I did, thanks to one of my wonderful subscribers sending me a convo that she thought that the shipping prices were rather high. And so I took the book that I was planning to sell, and I looked at the amount of shipping that the Etsy had calculated for me. And since I live in Jacksonville, Florida, down here, I found a zip code in Washington State, so I thought maybe this would give me a ballpark as to what the story was. So I went with my book to the post office, and I asked the lady to estimate the cost of shipping of this book from Florida to Washington State. And I was so happy to have received that information, because the shipping was off by 2.5 times what it should actually have been. So I finally found a way to edit, and I went back through my shipping, and on some of the items I have decided to go with free shipping. In other words, I have included the price of shipping in the cost of the item, and others I have calculated the price according to what I thought was fair and reasonable, and I'm feeling much better about that now, and I'm so glad that I waited, because heavens knows what the cost would have been calculated for this antique journal. And I have been using the twin of this one in my altered book. And so this journal will be coming soon, in fact, probably over this weekend, to Etsy with a more sensible shipping price on it. And this gem has a lot of empty pages on the back. And I did notice that these inclusions were in here, and I will certainly be leaving them in the journal, because I think that's only fair. I didn't realize they were there. So this goodie will be coming 1911, Hastings, Michigan, January 2nd. This will be, a Notary Public. This will be coming to my Etsy shop, and I hope with a more sensible shipping price on it, because after all, this is a hardcover book that the post office will send for under their media pricing. And, oh my, didn't I just have a wonderful mall dive and found this. And I just couldn't believe the wonderful condition of this Victorian photo album. All of this metalwork, this frame, is in wonderful condition. The only points that are slightly broken in this entire album is this section right here and a little bit on the deer's nose. Note that the closure and the detailing on it, and note that it is still intact and working. Obviously, for eons, this book was allowed to have the sun hit it, so this beautiful Victorian velvet, this was the original color of this book, can you imagine, of this velvet, can you imagine what this must have looked like? Also, when you see it, the gilding on the edge of these pages is in beautiful, beautiful condition. Well, when I saw this, and I saw that the metalwork was all intact, and then when I saw that the closure is still in lovely condition. In fact, if you look at the inside of this closure, you can see what it probably looked like in the late 1800s. I thought, well, this looks like it would work wonderfully for a Victoriana collector, but it would certainly work beautifully. And I cannot begin to tell you how heavy this cover is. It is quite unbelievable. In fact, it almost sounds as though it might have some wood in there. Look at how wonderful the condition is of these pages. These photos fit up this way, either front or back, and as you can see, if you are interested in using this for your own personal artistic embellishments, the possibilities here are just incredible. And all of these pages in the beautiful condition. I don't believe this was opened in the last 75 years. All of them here, and all of them in similar condition, and on through the book up to the last few pages for smaller photos. Heavy, heavy chipboard. Probably could be wood. All of the gilding around these openings is in lovely, lovely condition. And the only part that is less than perfect is this last one right back here. And for something that has been around probably since the 1880s, or could be the late 1870s, could be the 1890s, this is certainly a find, and I am more than happy to have it go to a collector or an artist who would enjoy embellishing this lovely book. So, coming to Etsy soonest. And my last share of the morning, I'm going to be filling a flat rate box full of goodies that I found in my stash as you can see, some stickers, rub-ons, and this collection of Halloween stamps, these 2 frames, and some clear stamps. These, as you can imagine, are quite heavy. Also, in that box, I will include these items, some embellishments for Halloween, and many more goodies that will be a happy surprise with a Halloween theme that I will be using to fill up a flat rate box. I'm sure that some of you might be interested in having this for yourself or for sharing with maybe for your children's projects for the coming season. I found this down at the bottom, which is a bat that I had started years ago using my stitchery sequins, and there's room in the back for stuffing this, so I thought I would leave that, and I hope that you will enjoy having or sharing some of these Halloween goodies. If you have enjoyed this visit this morning, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share, and I would so appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Bye now.